Good afternoon, I'm Candice Matsumura and welcome back to VTV News. Today is Friday, October 5th, and last Friday, September 28th, the In-Grand Commons hosted their traditional Family Weekend event, Fall for the Arts on the Commons lawn. Family Weekend is an annual event for students and their families to enjoy the Vanderbilt experience together. Fall for the Arts is one of the highlights of Family Weekend, and the event featured crafts, food, music, dancing, performances, and more. Here's a look at the event.
I heard about a guy who's had a scholarship flowing up.
That would be me. There are two of us, actually. There's one first year and then a sophomore as well.
Hey, so sad.
There you are.
And pull back. All right, lift up, and I'm gonna let you do that on your own. There you go. All right, let's check it out.
Shirt for you.
Looks good.
Wow, look at that.
All right. There you go. Lift up. And you're going to do this on your own now.
Is it mess upable?
All right. Is it mess upable? No, I think you got it. Well. Alright, so push down and pull back. And this one, you're on your own. Press down and pull back.
So you do the first one to make sure it comes out right.
No, I do it just...
On Tuesday, October 2nd, the Vanderbilt Women in Business hosted their speaker series in Surratt Cinema. The event featured a fireside chat with American Airlines Vice President of Loyalty, Bridget Blaise Chamay. The conversation was moderated by the previous president of the Vanderbilt Alumni Association, Carol Kimball, and the woman discussed Bridget's career, path to success, and the role of women in the workplace. The Vanderbilt Women in Business organization strives to empower female leaders and businesswomen through networking and mentorship. And on Thursday, October 4th, the Office for Inclusive Excellence hosted the InclusAbility Launch Party to celebrate the start of Disability Awareness Month and kick off the new InclusAbility campaign. The party was hosted in the Student Life Center Plaza and included music, food, and the opportunity to meet a variety of campus resources. Student Access Services, the University Counseling Center, student accessibility advocates, and more hosted tables at the event. Among the attendees were Vice Provost for Inclusive Excellence Melissa Thomas Hunt, Assistant Provost for Inclusive Excellence Tiffany Green, Associate Provost and Dean of Residential Faculty Vanessa Beasley, and Vice Chancellor of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion James Page. Now let's check in with our sports correspondent Clay for an athletics update.
I'm Clay, and this is your VU Sports Update. This last Saturday, the Commodores just barely defeated Tennessee State University in football. The game, which was expected to be a blowout for Vanderbilt, ultimately had a score of 31-27. During the second quarter, TSU player Christian Abercrombie was injured. He was given oxygen on the sidelines and then taken to the VU Medical Center for emergency brain surgery. He is currently still in the hospital. Tomorrow, October 6th, is our next football game. It is at Georgia at 6:30. And while our football prospects against the Bulldogs are bleak, the soccer team did defeat Georgia this past Sunday with a score 5-0. The game extended the Commodores' winning streak to a record-matching 11 victories. Then, last night, the soccer team beat Mississippi State. They now have a new record of 12 straight wins. The latest coaches poll has Vandy women's soccer ranked 19th in the nation. Now back to Swathi for a look at the events happening this next week.
Thanks, Clay. I'm Swathi Ganesh, and these are the upcoming events that you can look forward to. From Saturday, October 6th to Sunday, October 7th, Vanderbilt will be hosting the 2018 Nashville Maker Faire. The free event will feature exhibitor booths and work by creators from the Nashville and Vanderbilt community. The event will be held in the Wondery from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. On Saturday, October 6th, the Association of Latin American Students, formerly VAS, is hosting Sabor Latino to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. The event will be held in the Student Life Center Ballroom from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and will feature food, music, dancing, and student presentations. Also on Saturday, October 6th, the Middle Eastern Student Association is hosting Dubke Night, their main fall event. Join them to learn Dubke, a traditional Levantine dance, and to enjoy traditional food and cultural performances. The event will be in the SLC Board of Trust room from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. On Wednesday, October 10th, Vanderbilt Lambda Association is hosting their 24th annual drag show. General admission is free, and the exclusive VIP package is $10. The show will be held in the SLC Ballroom from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Our final piece of news is a discussion about the Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh. Let's take a look.
VSG's Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Committee and the NAACP recently hosted an event titled Why People Don't Report. They discussed the Supreme Court nominee hearings for Brett Kavanaugh and the sexual assault allegations against him. We asked Vanderbilt students what they thought of last Thursday's Senate hearings.
I mean, I think the science just has to go to Dr. Ford. You heard her testimony. She doesn't want to be sitting in front of the Senate. The only reason she's there is because reporters were literally on her lawn and coming into her classrooms, which is a violation of her own privacy in that respect. But at the same time, I think what's really important about this Kavanaugh hearing is that regardless of if we allow him to become our next Supreme Court, one of the next Supreme Court justices, we are signaling to hundreds, millions of young boys and young men that you can do these things in high school and then not pay for the consequences later in life.
They're talking about the issues and talking about the possible reasons why survivors of sexual assault don't come out and report those instances as soon as they happen. And I think it's really relevant to what we saw today in the hearings. A lot of the questions were centered around the fact that Judge Kavanaugh was in high school and why didn't these allegations come out earlier. So I think this is a really great event, and it's relevant and important for us to understand the different reasons why survivors might have their different reasons for not reporting immediately. I think the mood on campus is generally skeptical of Judge Kavanaugh, and I think it's important to address it as a campus and as a student community.
And I think it's also, in addition to that, just despicable and disturbing how just out of hand people have dismissed her testimony and her memories, asking her if she's certain of the face of her assaulter, asking her how much she was drinking, and I think we just need to grant her the respect she deserves for sharing her story.
While most Vanderbilt students express support for Christina Blasey Ford, it remains to be seen whether the United States Senate will confirm Brett Kavanaugh as the next Supreme Court Justice.
Now to Claire for a look at the next week's weather.
Hi, I'm Claire, and this is your 7-day forecast. This weekend and Monday will be pretty hot, with high temperatures in the upper 80s and in the lower 90s. These days will also be mostly sunny. It will then cool down some, with highs in the 70s by the end of next week. We'll also see a 60% chance of scattered thunderstorms next Thursday afternoon. That's all for this week's weather, and now back to Candice at the news desk.
Thanks, Claire. And that's all we have for you this week on VTV News. Check back next Friday for the latest Vanderbilt updates.